Nickocado Avocado, has fooled millions and made millions. But how did the famous mukbanger even succeed at this? Stay tuned to find out. By now, we all have heard what Nick has done, but we're going to take a deep dive into his doing to find out exactly why. Nick's outrageous lifestyle even got exhausting for him. Today we're going to find out what he did, why he did it, and the thing that almost ruined Nick's life. But first, let's kick it back to his childhood. Nick Avocado, born Nicholas Perry on May 19, 1992, in Pennsylvania, had a childhood that was markedly different from the chaotic and controversial life he leads today as a YouTube star. Growing up in a modest household, Nick's early years were characterized by a deep passion for music, particularly the violin. This passion would shape much of his childhood and early adolescence. From a young age, Nick exhibited a remarkable talent for the violin. He began taking lessons and practicing diligently, often spending hours honing his skills. His dedication was evident, and he quickly became known for his musical abilities. His parents and teachers supported his musical aspirations, recognizing his potential to become a professional musician. Music was more than just a hobby for Nick. It was his passion. He participated in various school orchestras and local music competitions, earning accolades for his performances. His proficiency with the violin set him apart from his peers, and he dreamed of a future where he could make a name for himself in the classical music world. However, despite his musical success, Nick faced challenges that many young aspiring musicians encounter. The pressures of performance and the competitive nature of the music industry began to weigh heavily on him. As he grew older, the demands of maintaining his high level of performance started to take a toll on his mental and emotional well-being. During his teenage years, Nick's interests began to diversify. While he continued to play the violin, he also started exploring other creative outlets. The advent of the internet and the growing popularity of social media platforms provided a new arena for him to express himself. He became increasingly drawn to the idea of sharing his life and thoughts online, a passion that would eventually lead him to the world of YouTube. The transition from a dedicated violinist to an internet personality was gradual. Initially, Nick created content that reflected his lifestyle at the time, focusing on veganism and healthy living. This was a significant departure from his musical background, but showcased his ability to adapt and evolve. His early videos were more subdued, offering a glimpse into his personal life and beliefs. Nick's childhood and early adolescence were pivotal in shaping the person he would become. The discipline and dedication he learned from his musical training were traits that would later serve him well in his YouTube career. However, the shift from music to internet fame also highlighted a desire for change and a willingness to embrace new opportunities. In summary, Nick Avocado's childhood was marked by a profound love for music, particularly the violin. His early years were spent cultivating his musical talents and dreaming of a future in the classical music industry. However, the pressures of performance and the allure of the burgeoning online world led him to explore new avenues. This period of his life laid the foundation for his eventual rise to fame as a YouTube star, showcasing a complex blend of talent, ambition, and adaptability. Now you may be asking, how on earth did he go from a classical music mogul to this? Well, answer all your questions today. Of course, Nick Avocado started his YouTube career posting about vegan content, and it was doing very well at first. He grew to find that he loved making mukbang videos, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically shoving as much food in your mouth to please others, and don't worry, you won't ever find me doing it. He joined the vegan community so he could lose weight and be healthier. He was a little overweight at the time, but after time on the vegan diet, he started to have a few problems, such as rotting teeth, B12 deficiency, and even developed hypoglycemia. So he left the vegan community not only because of deficiencies, but because of the toxic nature of the vegans themselves. Nick said himself that vegans made everything about veganism to the point of exhaustion. He knew it was time to leave the vegan lifestyle, but what would he move to next? If he is worried about his health, then why did he eventually turn into what we know today? Don't worry, we won't leave out any details. He took some time off YouTube to evaluate his choices, and it was a low point in Nick's early career, but he came back strong. He came back with a mountain of meat. He decided to start making mukbang videos with non-vegan food. There is a bigger audience for mukbangers, mostly because the mukbangers connect with their audience on a good level. Nick saw that this was working for him, so he decided to go all in, regardless of the effects in the long run. He soon discovered that this niche was very profitable and unique as well. This is where he developed his toxic persona. He kept on eating and eating and eating. At first, he was developing a healthy relationship with his audience, making them feel welcome. But as his food empire grew, he became more and more like himself, as the easiest way to say it, which was interesting for his viewers. Nick was on the right path to grow a successful channel. He made his videos super long so that the YouTube algorithm would push them out to viewers better. He capitalized on people gluttony and became a famous YouTuber. After a couple years of the same drama and putting us in a loop to find out more of why a person would act like this, he even dropped new videos called "Say Hello to My Double Chin" and "I'm Getting Fat and I Don't Know Why." He said that his newfound weight was just water retention or stress, completely oblivious to the thought that food could be this problem. The fact that he quote-unquote doesn't know why tells us that he is either very stupid, which I think is unlikely, or he's playing us to get more views. This isn't new also. He's uploaded wacky thumbnails and strange titles to a lot of his videos, and they're the ones to get the most views. Also, one of his most successful videos, titled into "Afraid to Go to the Hospital" with a very strange thumbnail, drives this point forward. Nickocado Avocado was not normal, to say the least, and because of this, it led to his channel blowing up. He was so dramatic that most of his new videos were just him talking about his problems, such as the many talks about how his boyfriend hates him. He was quickly growing in fat and fame. He weighed 200 near the beginning, but as time went on, his ultimate weight was 411 pounds. That's a lot, and he always blamed it on something else, making the shock that we will talk about later even more surprising. Over time, though, he concluded that he was fat and that food made him that way. However, he was willing to ignore this to be more famous and successful, and people even began worrying about his health. Some even thought that he was going to die if he kept on this track. He treated everything not seriously, which was extremely concerning. This led to the downfall of Nickocado Avocado. Nickocado Avocado was starting to lose at life. He found himself in every field going downhill. He soon found that his lifestyle was going downhill at a fast rate. He found himself very miserable at this time. YouTubers were very rude to him, saying he was fat, he's a loser, and he should give up. He was at the point where his life wasn't a joke anymore. His habits finally catched up to him for a dramatic downfall. Even HS boyfriend, who he was dating at the time, decided enough was enough and said that he is the worst thing to ever happen to him. But he just played it off like it was nothing. And also, as if this wasn't enough emotional abuse on the guy, he found that most of his videos were becoming demonetized by YouTube. So he didn't even have that much money of which he got fat for. His life seemed to be a complete waste. Everything was at a dead end. This is the thing that ruined his life until one thing happened. One thing that changed YouTube's history. The most important moment in Nickocado Avocado's life. The video that revealed he was 2 steps ahead. We were the ants. We were what made Nickocado Avocado famous and miserable, and fat and gluttonous, because we fed on his addiction. We fed on it like the ants we were. Us, as humans, are always looking for drama, and stories, and addictions, and we thought we found one. Until the greatest shock of YouTube history happened. Nick Avocado turned skinny. So this is why it's more shocking than we thought. Because we love consuming mindless entertainment, and we thought Nickocado Avocado was one of those targets. But it turns out he's an evil genius. With his carefree persona and his attitude to always put things off, we can all be honest and say we never saw this coming. Well, at least not this soon. But people seem to be happy that he didn't go down the wrong path permanently. They are happy he is alive and now well. It turns out, after all these years, Nickocado was not afraid to address the growing issue in social media. And this makes him both the villain and the hero. Watch this video if you want to see how Mr. Beast went from poor to rich and famous. Thank you for watching today, and go and motivate the world yourself.